Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. Today we're going to be testing how good Hero Green Blue really is by picking a leader that people would not expect it to be good with. We're going to be looking at Avar from Legends of the Force. We're going to use the blue force base with it to try and ramp while protecting ourselves with Sentinels into some bigger units to end the game. We're not using data vault, obviously, so we're trying to keep it down a bit. So we have a lot of 2-ofs instead of 3. We'll see if we need to change that as we go. But let's jump into some games and see what blue-green hero Avar can do. And we start off with an Obi-Wan. Maybe them also testing how good blue or green hero can be. We will keep this hand. We got some Sentinels. We got Mina, which isn't bad. They might have some space. I think what we'll actually do is start with the Jedi Consular to try and get Typho out early, and then into a Village Protector and Mina turn. Okay, so we drew a lot of duplicates early, so our resourcing ended up working out. We're actually drawing 3 duplicates. They have the Jedi lightsaber. So I think we'll go ahead and this is not a Jedi, so we're just going to put up a little wall here for them to have to get through. Maybe we draw a blue leader and then we're able to take them out. Actually, this will do that. Okay. Let's get 2 into base. Sure. We're just going wide, trying to survive this. Oh, the Yodas. Nice. Now we have the Vanquish as well, so we'll be able to trade up and out of this situation. Let's get rid of that. Do this so we can draw. I'll show the typo. I'll show both. Okay. Little less draw. Another consular. Okay, so if we do both Jedi consulars, we could bring out Bo this turn. I don't think they're going to allow for that. Oh, they are. Okay. Oh, you can't. Okay. We'll bring out Yoda. We're going to bring out Yoda here because the other consular will let us activate Yoda, which is amazing. And we're just going to start killing off units. So this double here is also going to let us bring out Bo this turn. And Avar. We actually could have brought out Avar last turn. I think I wasn't paying attention because we used this twice plus this. Or use this once and 2 of these. So yeah, we could have brought out Avar last turn. That's my fault. That would have ended the game right there. And now we're going to claw back in a different way. Okay, so we will get the force online. We will use the force to play Bo. We'll give each unit -3. And then we'll deal 8 damage. So now we're in big control. We get another friendly. There we go. We can start to do some damage. When we use the force to be able to kill that, it's going to heal. But it'll also let us bring out Avar and give us some options. Bring out Kellerin. Kill that off. Do an experience. Let them heal a little bit. They can heal here, but we are... We'll bring that back into our hands. Let's draw a card. I think we have lethal here. Yeah. There's GG's to our opponent. So I think we could have ended that earlier, but we forgot about the Avar coming out. So the double Jedi consort really let us ramp into some really big units and control the board there. And then the Yoda just kept it clear. So we'll run into Cal here for our second matchup. We'll take initiative. I think, again, we'll keep this. We'll start with the Consular to see if we can get that going. Because it will let us play Blue Leader as a 5 unit on turn 2. Again, I don't know what kind of space they're going to be running, but I do think it could be space heavy. It is, so we'll have to keep that in mind. We might need to get this Bright Hope out this turn. So if we play the Bright Hope for 2 less, we'll have 1 resource left over. So we can't bounce in that case. Okay, so they did that. So actually, sorry, let's go back. Let's play a unit from your hand. It costs this. We ambush, and then we'll put on the ground. So we have a big ground unit. The big ground unit is interesting because it kills Cal Kestis on deploy. And we have our Space Sentinel to back it up, so I think that is the right play, and probably puts them in a tough spot. They're not able to generate the force off of that. They did have the double daring raid, which is what we were expecting, and we're okay here. We have a Sentinel on the ground. We have some bigger units. I'm still going to keep the Bright Hope. I think we probably go Luke on that turn if we get there. Let's keep both, and not sure we're going to get to the home one or need it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to get an attack in. And then what we're going to do here is bounce this. Actually, no, we're not. All right, there we go. Ooh. Okay. We can go Mina and... We're going to go... Yeah, we're going to go... Alright. We're going to go Mina and Bright Hope. I think I should have resourced Luke there because we have 3 of that and 2 Kellerins. And this could be the wrong play in general, but I think I want Space Sentinel opportunity to bounce the Blue Leader. So that I can redeploy it for 5 if needed. But a little complex there. I figured they were going to exhaust. Let's get another unit out. We resupply here, which sets us up for Luke. And then actually if we get to use Chirrut twice, what does this do? Huh? So the chance we can use Chirrut twice next turn, then we can deploy Avar. So that's what we'll be looking for. I think that bodes well for us if we're able to pull that off. So we'll go to base. And I think if we are able to deploy here, we will win the game this turn. Yeah, because we have another 6 plus 8. That would do it. Okay, so they're able to exhaust. We'll trigger, we'll give ourselves the force back. And this time, if we use it, we'll then deploy the loop to kill the other unit to keep ourselves alive. But I do think the game is in hand at this point. The Chirrut is the ramp into Chirrut has really helped us out. Yeah, we'll go to base. I think they've realized now that I'm one away from deploying. Oh, they don't care. Okay. Sure. Kill that. And we're going to swing for 8, and we're going to have a full board. And that's going to be GG's, I believe. Oh, and there's the blue leader anyway, so no resource. I think the game's over here. They can tap a unit. We pick Mina, I'm guessing. And so once again, we were able to ramp into control of the board, this time in a different way. The resourcing was interesting because we had some of our bigger units early. We only lost our counselor. And they went through a lot of units, and GG's to our opponent. Let's see what we get next. All right, we got a Sabe double yellow. This one's going to come after our hand quite a bit and do some bouncing, which we saw in the last one. Actually, we haven't run into any bouncing yet. I think in some pre-testing I ran into some Sabes that were bouncing what I was trying to do, and that made it much more difficult to ramp and control the board. We have no first turn play here. Extra risky against this. Okay, so this game is probably lost. No first turn. We are lucky that they went space there because at least we can knock that out. So now my guess is this is a heavier space deck, so we're going to try and control that arena a little bit to control the cards coming off the top of our deck. But no first turn is definitely hard. That Jedi Counselor would have been amazing. But we will ambush here. And so now we're keeping it offline. Okay. They're going to faith in your friends, which you asked Jonathan from the syndicate. He would say that's the only play from Sabe WL first turn, so he would be mulliganing into that. And we see here the Bodhi is going to come after our Spark of Hope. They have some ambushers coming in. I think we can resource that. I do think ramping here is more important than the damage because of the waylays and things like that. It doesn't really matter much. We're really thinking about Sabe coming after our hand. They got a Luke though, which is pretty good. We could have prevented that. We'll claim. So next turn we could resupply carrier. I do like Chirrut more. If they bounce Chirrut, we go with a 2 cost. They're going to Plo Koon next turn, so we got to think about that. There's the Bodhi. We got it out of our hand. So I think here we're going to be risky and resupply again. And then we'll resupply into Village Protector, which is going to take some damage. Let's see what they get off the top this time. They got a Kelleran. Okay, so they're actually getting some nice things off of the ability. Really nice things. We're out of Kellerans. We're down a Luke. We will play the Village Protector. I do expect what they're going to do is attack Plo Koon so that Sabe can get into base directly, but at least it's going to prevent some damage. Then they grab the Chirrut, I'm guessing, because that could prevent the Avar from... Okay, they do not. Okay, so we are not going to take an attack from Plo Koon. They're saving it. Oh, okay, never mind. They have the Ascension Cable. Even better for them. All right. I think we have to bring Avar out because I don't think we can survive otherwise. So we are going to probably lose. This is going to be a little bit too fast for us. We're going to hit that there so that Avar can... Oh, they might come after the resupply carrier. That would be pretty smart. They do not. I don't think it matters. Oh, yeah, okay. It does not. Yeah, they did not need to do that. GG. They decided to breaking in when we were already at 2 away from base and then wrote GG. Sure. So they definitely had it there. Much faster than us. All of the Sentinel got underneath. That is why I think a lot of people are looking at that deck. It can do so much into, in theory, what Yoda is trying to do, which is a little bit of a... We're trying to build off of that, but if you can get underneath all the Sentinels, you lose your protection. You can go hard and fast in space, which can be difficult for these decks to deal with as well. And we got a Jabba Yellow. Excited to see this. I do think Jabba is a very, very fun new leader. I took it to our last PQ, green version. Our next one I think is in 10 days or 9 days. Still deciding what to bring there. I've been really enjoying the Slime More deck, but trying to figure out how to beat some of the space and hard control with it. Otherwise, it seems to hold up well against most matchups. We'll keep this. We have our Sentinels, we have our ramp, we have some removal. In this case, I think that ramping is always valuable. I don't know that this deck is going to go with a lot of space. So we're going to actually go ramp and then Chirrut so that we can take advantage of our force pieces. Oh, double ramp is interesting. Maybe what we need. We haven't seen any of our larger cards either, which is good if we're thinking about the double ramp strategy. I think clearing the board is better for us. Okay. That's not a bad space unit. Every time we think they're not going space, we then see space. Isn't that fun? We get to draw a card there, which is great. We'll resupply. So now the Chirrut is going to bring up an interesting thing for them. Because we're able to prevent damage and possibly get to Avar this turn. So they have to be very careful of that if they decide to attack in. We are going to hit Jabba and heal. Sure. Trigger. Which means now we have the Force online. We'll Spark a Hope. Which means Avar can come out. This is very dangerous because they could have a Power of the Dark Side, so we're going to claim. I just can't let it be a Power of the Dark Side. It would just be too much for us to take. Losing Avar as we got it out this early. We do draw a Luke, which is our first big unit. And then from there, we're going to start destroying them as much as we can. Bo-Katan coming out would be really powerful as well. They could have Shin Flurry into something like Vader. So there's a lot of removal options still. We're going to be happy to get some attacks in and run up some of the damage with Avar. So let's see what happens. Okay. That's going to let them ping the shield, I believe. Yep. Ooh, Yoda is a wonderful, wonderful draw there. Heal 5, won't kill that. And now we're in a very nice spot. They can still Shin Flurry Vader, but they have to either take out Yoda or Avar. They can't hit both. And then the Sentinel is protecting some of that. Let's see what happens. And then we have Luke next. Yep. There's that. Kill that off. And we're getting close to representing lethal. Take some damage. We will kill that off. And hope we don't get Super Laser Blast. So maybe we should have attacked. Let them kill it. Activating Luke for their next unit they play. Oh, sorry, that they play out. Okay. If they play something else, we'll claim. Yeah, so that's what we were hoping. They play something else, we claim. Just in case, I don't know if they're playing Super Laser Blast or can draw it, but we just don't want to deal with it. Yes, we could have put the Village Protector down, but now they're at lethal with both of our units. And if they Super Laser Blast, we can play 2 units on the board. And that's GG's. Okay, GG's. And we'll go to our next one. Let's see what we get. Okay, we get a Revan green. So outside of the Sabe double yellow, we are not really seeing any of the top decks that you would think about out there. We'll go ahead and keep this. The Sentinel could be nice. Do I risk for the 3rd game in a row saying they're not going to have space and get rid of this? They want to kill units here too, so we have to think about what they're going to play. What they're going to play that can kill without trading, because that's what we want to avoid. So we'll play this. Let's see what happens. Confiscate could be good. Sure. I think in this case we go to base. We're going to force them to do some things. Sure. We are going to put the Sentinel down, which is going to stop their next move. They will be able to ramp. Oh, we could see a Revan's lightsaber, so we want to be careful. We're very happy to get our Sentinel down to see if we can slow them down. Could see a Palpatine plot here. We do not. Alright, let's start to get some damage in. We did not attack Revan because if they are running Revan's lightsaber or something like that, we don't want to give it grit. They have craving power. We'll just defeat. We will take that craving power off. Start our next turn. And look for some other draw. We'll draw. There's a good one. And we'll claim. So we got 2 sentinels here. I don't know that we're going to be able to play the East. Yeah, I think the East Cop is better. Okay. Let's play this out. Sure. Let's get rid of the craving power. They definitely are way ahead of us right now. We weren't able to ramp. Did they ramp? Apparently they ramped. I don't even remember them ramping. Oh yeah, the super laser attack. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take this out. We're just gonna keep trying to survive. They're gonna get more tokens here. Eventually Yoda can come out and maybe finish it off. They have another lightsaber. Very, very good for them so far. So I think here we play the Village Protector to see if we can get him to within range of the Blue Leader. Okay, great. So giving tokens out. Of course. Oh, I'm dumb. Did I do the math wrong? I did. Okay, so I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay. So I did that math wrong. I was going to ambush. They have a craving power. There's nothing. No ramp here. Nothing I could do. Heal 5. Kill that. Oh my god. It still has 10 health, right? Got 1 damage on. Woo! Yep. Okay. As you can see in a game where we did no ramp, we could not compete, so it becomes very important. We got rolled over by that lovely Revan deck. And that's how it goes. All right, now we have the Bosk. We're gonna mulligan. I was thinking about maybe keeping it because there is opportunity with that hand. We could have ramped and we keep them off of bounties. And now that I see my new hand, that's probably the way to go. Because there's that. And that. Okay. So we'll put our sentinel down to see if we can slow the bountying. Enticing reward is going to. Okay. They're running the enticing reward arrest to claim the bounty. They missed. Okay. And now we will respy. Let's get this in first. Oh, I should go the other one. Okay. Sure. I know we have the resply and we will use it, but I think we're timing it a little bit differently so that we can get what we need out of this. Now let's kill this guy off. Sure. We're just gonna claim here. I can't. Good for them. They got it. Yep. 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 Okay. 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 So next turn we can do both of those. All right. So this turn we're gonna resupply carrier. We're gonna go to 7. Next turn we're gonna typo and resupply. And bring out Avar. There's a damage. Sure. Other damage. Open fire. Sure. Okay. Great. 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 They're gonna draw some cards. Let's get rid of one of these death marks. Okay. Now we are in much better shape, and GG's. So they were doing some things. We held the resupply so that we could time out the Avar, and then once we got that out there, this is going to control that game. They wanted to draw a bunch of cards to do what they've been doing. They already had used 2 arrests, so they only had 1 more left, so probably pretty limiting on that end, and we were able to get there. All right, Palpatine Data Vault, big control. So one of the things you can see from this deck is blue-green hero is just really good, right? No matter how you think about it, blue-green hero is good. We're going to keep this. We do want to ramp. We probably can't ramp both, so I think what we'll do is that one. We want to keep as many units as we can because this is going to be a control, nasty control deck. This is most likely going to get Power of the Dark-Sided, so let's make sure we have the right cards in hand to draw. We do, if we do this here. Okay. We're going to do it this way so that we can continue to try and aggressively ramp. We'll resupply. We'll pass. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we do draw a couple of things. I think we'll put the Obi-Wan down. This still allows us to draw. They ramped again. The thing that we're going to have to be careful of is they're going to get to overwhelming super laser blast. So we're just building our board up here for when that comes. The Vanquish actually could be nice, as they eventually will play a unit. Not there. Okay, they felled the blue leader. Let's hope. Okay, Confiscate is a great card to go down there. Let's see. I think we'll go in space again. And now they're in a weird spot because we are 1 off of bringing Avar out, and I'm sure they want to keep removal for that. What do I know? So they plot out Palpatine. Sure. Okay, we'll take one of these out while we can. Yep, that makes sense. We will go ahead and Kellerin. Yeah, let's maximize this. Okay, perfect. And we'll claim. Again, we'll try to go to space there. Kill this off. No draw. Although, is it double green? Yeah, that's fine. And then I think we swing base here. Sure. Oh. I do expect a super laser blast here. We're definitely getting into their territory of game. I don't think that's as worrisome as we think. They'll prevent some damage. We'll pass. I don't think we're resourcing at this point. In fact, I don't think we're playing any cards unless we need to. We have not seen our Yodas. We played a Kellerin, so we have one left. We have one Bo-Katan, and we have some home ones. Okay, let's see. Because we have another Luke, I think in this case, let's shrink this down. Sure, that's okay, right? So we have another one. Resource the Spark of Hope. And now even if they wipe, they have to have an answer for Avar right now. They do. Totally fine. We're gonna hit base. And now we have lethal. So we claim and the game's over. No, I messed that up. Okay. So we'll attack. They have to answer this Jedi consort or the game's over. They timely. Great. That's actually fine. Because we're going to vanquish here. Oh. Oh. Trigger, yeah. Okay, wow. That's even better for us. So we'll vanquish. That was huge for us because it let us keep units out. And now they still have to answer both units. So I guess I could have attacked in there, but I don't know. I think I wanted to control the board. Let's see what they do. They have the overwhelming barrage. No problem. We will play the resupply carrier. We should not have done that part. Okay. So we're putting them in a tough spot because they can't do much. We do like the home one here. Home one Kellerin looks pretty good. Yeah. Home one Luke, home one Kellerin. Sure. We'll hit for 4. Yep, that's what we would expect. Play Amina. We're not going to home run Kellerin yet because we're going to try and get these out to finish it. And they're healing again. We'll get our protector out and we'll kill that off. We'll give ourselves the force and we'll pass. Okay. Oh, Yoda's also very nice. So, yes, they're trying to mill us out. They got the Kellerin, but we have a way of getting it. Let's see what they got this time. Another timely Vader. It's still going to be blocked here, which is nice. Yep. I have to do that. Block. Attack. I don't want to play the Yoda yet because I don't need the healing. Okay, they're just... Holy crap. Right? Holy crap. They got all their vigilances. And we'll pass. And we'll see what their answer is now. Choose nothing. We'll home one. We will Keller and Beck. We will Troot. And we're back at 32. Great. Great. Okay. All right, let's see if they can answer all of that. If they have the Super Laser Blast, they have it. That's fine. Maybe I should put one less out. And we get there. We get there with the Jedi Consular. So how about that? So we go against the Palpatine. And we get there with the Jedi Consular. And he's laughing as well. He's like, really? So there we go. Good game to our opponent. And we'll go to the next one. So it held up against the hard control. Intense game. And now we get a Mandalorian green. And if it's anything like the Revan green, we're going to get destroyed. We do not have a turn 2, so we will mulligan here. A lot of top end. We need that top end for sure. What a fun game with the Palpatine. And you can see why... I don't even understand what this hand is. Okay. We can see why Yoda is able to handle that a little bit. And I think if you watch Wu's videos, he talks about not resourcing your units as much as you possibly can prevent it. And I think he's right. Okay. They're going to have... I need to answer this at some point. They're going to claim. They're going to do a lot of tapping. So I think here they're claiming we'll generate the force. They may attack with one. I think a double ramp is fine. Actually, yeah, I think a double ramp is fine. I think we ramp once here and then once later. Okay, it's fine. Troot is going to cause problems for what they're trying to do on the ground here. He laughs because I resupplied. Yeah. Big time. Alright, we'll claim. And they'll see in our hand we have another resupply. All right, let's see. What did they name? Oh, that could be true. I know what he's saying, but I really am trying to figure out how good it is. But I know what he means. So now he can come after whatever was in my hand. What did I even resource? I got distracted by typing with him. Yep, he'll make another spy. I'll trigger that. Kill that. Now he can attack in and do damage. He's still gonna have that space. Yeah, there it is. That's what I was wondering about. Okay. So I kind of want him to attack in here because if I can get this off twice, I can bring Avar out. But now he's going heavier space, which makes a lot of sense. He's going to do a lot of damage here, so let's restore a little bit. I think I want to get the consular out because I think that means either way I can deploy next turn. He has the Han as well. We haven't drawn any space, so I do think we're going to run into some trouble here. Next turn Mandalorian comes out, but we can have Mandalorian out when Avar comes out, and yeah, we haven't drawn any top end yet. He's thinking. There's the Han. Okay, that's what we would have expected. I'll tap that. We'll play the consular. We'll resupply again. We'll pass. Okay. Triple consular is a lot. I think now we're just going base. Oh, they're going to tap. Consular. Go base. And I do think they have us here. We have seen that space has been our problem. And it continues to be. And even with the double ramp, we're not going to get our leader out. They can claim here and win. So just a matter of that. They choose not to. Okay. We could draw Yoda. That's our best option to heal. Sure, we'll trigger that. Not really worried on that side of it. They should have claimed. They could have just healed. We didn't draw the Yoda, so it doesn't matter. But the Yoda could have been our out, and I think we can say GG's. Yeah. All right. So we are losing to these green decks for sure. They're going. The space thing is a problem, right? And we do have space sentinels. We have ambush. I don't think we saw any of it that round, and then they got bigger. Here's Piet. We'll keep this. This answers the Gronk droid, so I think we're gonna keep that. And I don't think we're gonna get there. Sure. Okay. I don't mind keeping this out here. If he trades, he trades. He does not. Okay. So we do this in this order. Whatever, now we can trade. To avoid the golf droid. See what he plays out. Okay. Hey, there it is. We'll kill that off. And it actually feels like we lost already. As weird as that sounds. I'm not sure how we win this game. I just think with Piet, if you can't answer them one for one, you really can't do much. And we're in a situation now where here comes that. Yep, exactly. Here's the Devastator, planetary environment next turn, and that's already enough to kill us. So, GG's to our opponent. Because here's 8. Get us to 15, and a planetary environment gets us 1 more away, and they can attack for 9. And there is nothing we can do. Even with all this, there's just nothing, right? That was fast. Fast, right? All right, let's do one more. Okay. All right, we'll do Avar. And then I think we'll wrap it up here. What's smaller than that? Okay. Confiscate. The Vanquish could be handy. This bow, we're definitely holding on to the bow because it's the only one we're running right now, so it might be a endorsement for running more than one. The console is interesting. You can start to get stuff out faster, which I like. Yeah, I'm tapping that, so I figured. I would like it to be slightly better. If we had another 2-drop, that would be great. Because then we can get 2 units out. And I think if we can go wider early, it's to our benefit. I think here, if they don't upgrade. Okay. Sure. We're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Although the Chirrut will do a lot of work against all this, so. I think this curve is still fine. The Jedi Consular coming out later and getting benefit from it is not bad. We'll see if we can get past this Akbar. There's no space right now, which I'm liking. The reason I'm doing this is we saw the spark. If they come after our hand, I want to make sure I had 2 answers. They did not, so we'll see if we regret that later. We're going to keep spaces clear for now. Sure, we'll claim. There's the spark, as we expected. We'll kill that off. And now we're going to play the Yoda next turn. It's not that we need it out yet, but in the future, I think it has a lot of benefit. And so that's kind of what we're looking at. Because we'll just start to wipe out the things they're doing here. Yeah, so we could be able to play so if we do this right, what do I want to kill off? Play this from hand. Kill off space unit. We're going to resupply. We're going to bring Avar out. We're going to kill. We'll resupply. Sure, we'll hit this. Deploy Avar. Kill that. Okay. And now we can kill another space unit and heal. So actually the waylay might save us because it creates the healing. And then we're going to use this twice. So we'll trigger, we'll heal, we'll kill that. And now we're trying to turn the corner. They're still wide enough where we could be in trouble, but let's see what happens. The U-Wing. The U-Wing could be interesting for us because it could allow us to use Yoda 2 more times this turn. Or not, because they're going to Plo Koon. Sure. So we will attack base. That did not go as well for us as that. Plo Koon was the perfect card. This is also a good card. They have 3 cards in hand. There's a Chewbacca, which is great for them. And that might end the game. Yeah, that'll end it. And GG's to our opponent. Okay. So, how good is Avar? It's okay. I think blue-green hero is very good. I think Avar relies too much on getting big, whereas Yoda can do some flipping, can get some value out of You're My Only Hope, different things like that, stabilize earlier. I think Avar doesn't have those advantages, and you saw it suffer in some games, and you saw it do fine in others. It was probably a 50-50. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll keep testing out new leaders as we get closer to our PQ. Appreciate everyone watching. Have a great holiday week and weekend.